DC News Now. Fairfax schools are looking to make up for lost time. The proposed changes to the student calendar.
Our warming trend is set to continue as we head toward the upcoming weekend. We'll let you know how much warmer it could be by your Saturday and Sunday.
No dice on a bill to bring a casino to Northern Virginia.
This is a special purpose bill that is being driven by a patron who doesn't represent the people.
So, none of these projects are ever done in a vacuum. It's all kind of part of a broader vision.
The governor vetoing the legislation, but the sponsor of the bill is not ready to fold.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for DC News Now at 9. I'm Susan Tran, and Chris Flanagan has a night off. There could be some major changes to the school calendar in Northern Virginia. The Fairfax County School Board considering plans to have more consistent 5-day school weeks and fewer disruptions for working parents. DC News Now's Yamri Sase has been there live at the meeting. And Yamri, there are some really strong reactions from parents and teachers.
Yeah, that's right. The meeting is actually still going on, and they're discussing this exact topic. Now, so far, a lot of parents have voiced their opinions, saying that there's not enough 5 full days for students right now at this time. They say early dismissals, and it is an issue, and also it's very disruptive and causes, they just also use the word chaotic when it comes to the school schedule overall. Now, they do say they understand the intention of having that full schedule, but they do not agree with board members moving towards having Indigenous Peoples Day and also Veterans Day, making those school days at this time. Now, the goal of the proposal is essentially to tackle the learning loss, support student well-being, and also create a more consistent schedule. But for many families, any change to the school calendar is a big deal. Now, under the plan, Indigenous Peoples Day and Veterans Day would become school days with lessons focused on their meaning and history. And the proposal also calls for cutting back early release days for elementary schools to just four per year, which many parents say has been a hassle. Now, while some parents agree the current calendar can feel disruptive, many do say that using federal holidays for instructions is not the answer. Now, as I mentioned, they're still discussing this at this moment, but they just voted to oppose making Indigenous Peoples Day a school day. So as of right now, that will remain a holiday, but they still have to continue to vote on whether they're going to restrict that 4-day release for elementary school, and whether Veterans Day will also become a school day, or whether that will remain a federal holiday. Take a listen to what one parent had to say.
Many parents and I feel that the current recommendations are missing the root of the problem, which is the widening gap between the school calendar and the reality of working families. October 12th and November 11th are federal holidays when many parents are already off and able to care for their children. Replacing these with school days while leaving other days when parents are working off causes families to juggle.
Now, during that discussion, board members voiced a lot of mixed feelings, many of them understanding the intention behind making these federal holidays school days, but they do not believe, some people do not believe that this is the best way to move forward and want to have further discussion. Now, so far, they did oppose making Indigenous Peoples Day a school day at this time, but they still have to vote on whether Veterans Day will become a school day or remain a federal holiday for students, and also whether they will restrict 4 early release days when it comes to elementary school students. For now, reporting live in Fairfax County, I'm Yamri Sase, DC News Now.
Yamri, thank you. New tonight in Northern Virginia, a student convicted on 9 out of 13 assault charges for inappropriately touching classmates at Fairfax High School. The case getting national attention, with the Trump administration starting its own investigation and calling attention to the suspect's immigration status. DC News Now's Randy Bass has more on this quick bench trial where the judge handed down a verdict on the same day as opening statements.
Yes, Fairfax High School student and adult Israel Flores-Ortiz now convicted on 9 charges of assault and battery, all groping cases involving underage teenage girls, his classmates at Fairfax High School. The judge today closing the courtroom to the public as many of those teenage girls testified about the assaults. No jury in this case, just the judge hearing the evidence and reaching a verdict over the course of 8 hours today. That case was heard in Juvenile and Domestic Relations Court. In opening statements, prosecutors said Flores-Ortiz grabbed the girls' butts in the hallway hallway at school, but we later learned some of those cases involved touching of private parts of these young girls. His defense said many of the videos of the assaults in the school hallway only showed crowded hallways, not his client touching the girls inappropriately. We did hear testimony from an administrator who works at the school who helped to translate as Flores Ortiz was being questioned by school officials there, and she says that he told them he did this for fun and that he admitted to touching the girls on their backside. In the wake of these charges, Fairfax County Public Schools launched its own investigation into what happened. The Federal Department of Investigation also launching an investigation too. He's currently staying behind bars. We heard again today from the Department of Homeland Security saying the Salvador national would have been picked up by federal authorities if he had been released. One of the attorneys representing one of the girls spoke with us after that trial concluded today.
These girls have been through a lot in a short amount of time, and you're right, the justice was swift here and the judge was decisive.
I hope that it doesn't turn out to be some kind of situation where he gets time served and then he's released. That would be, I think, unfortunate and not justified for the level of the offenses.
Sentencing in this case is set for several weeks from today on April 21st. In Fairfax, I'm Randy Bass, DC News Now.
New tonight in the district, the police have set up a new curfew zone for Navy Yard this weekend. It goes from South Capitol to 8th Street Northwest and from 695 down to the Anacostia River. It restricts large groups of kids from gathering in the area starting 8 Friday night. It runs into the daily citywide curfew that goes from 11 p.m. until 6 in the morning. And this comes as Councilmember Brooke Pinto held a virtual hearing on permanent legislation to allow for these curfew zones. We've seen recent chaos from teens. Just last weekend in Southwest, police arresting 8 kids. Now, police have been putting the restrictions in place all in hopes of stopping some disruptive teen takeovers. During the curfew, kids cannot gather in groups of 9 or more, but council members are divided on extending the emergency legislation that allows for police to issue these curfew zones. That legislation is set to expire on April 15th. We are on Baby Friday. Everyone is going to want to head out, and we have our meteorologist, Damon Matson. I am hoping that you're delivering some good news.
All good news going into the weekend. It's looking up. I mean,
right,
today,
regardless of what the weather is, it's the weekend.
True, but it's best when we get both going at the same
Absolutely.
time. Weekend and great weather, and things are looking great over the next couple of days. We had to power through some chillier temperatures these last few days, including this morning when it was down in the 30s once again. But look at where our temperatures made it to this afternoon. Not bad, and certainly an improvement. We had a high of 64 in the district, and a good chunk of the DMV made it well into the 60s. Right along the Chesapeake really was the only exception, but not far off there in the upper 50s. It's starting to cool down now, of course, as we head into the night, but still not bad. We've only dropped back into the mid 50s here in DC for the 9 o'clock hour. Many other locations can say the same, and it's going to be a steady drop off, but not a rapid one as we head through the rest of the night and into your Friday morning. And unlike the last couple of early mornings, we do not have any frost or freeze concerns. Yes, there could be some patchy fog. Temps will be a little chilly to start in the 30s and 40s, but it's only going to be that way for a little while as it will start to rapidly warm up soon after that. We'll talk about how high those temperatures could get on your Friday and how things are shaping up then for the weekend as well. And your full forecast here in just a bit.
Damon, thank you. DC police releasing new surveillance video here as they're continuing to look for a suspect on a dirt bike who popped a wheelie and ended up hitting 2 kids on bikes and then took off. And this is the person they're looking for highlighted in this video. It happened over the weekend at the intersection of 14th and Chapin Street Northwest. Police say the 2 boys were in the bike lane. One child was knocked unconscious and taken to the hospital. The other boy was treated at the scene. If you have any information on the suspect, police want to hear from you. Developing now, no dice on a casino project in Northern Virginia. Governor Abigail Spanberger vetoed a bill that would have allowed voters to decide on bringing gambling to Fairfax County. DC News Now's Daniel Hamburg joining us live near the proposed site in Tysons. And Daniel, plenty of reactions, but is this any type of bluff, or are all hands and all cards out?
Well, Susan, State Senate Majority Leader Scott Surville said he is deeply disappointed in Governor Spanberger's veto today. He said this was Northern Virginia's #1 legislative priority. Spanberger, on the other hand, pointed to the fact that Fairfax County Board of Supervisors did not want this bill to go forward.
A proposed casino as part of a 1.5 million square foot mixed-use development won't be coming to Tyson's.
This is the best possible outcome that the No Fairfax Casino Coalition could have expected.
Lynn Mulston is chair of that coalition, which has worked to oppose the project.
It's being funded by a developer who stands to reap great profits, all at the expense of the community.
The development was, however, supported by major labor unions and Greg Ackerman, president of the D.C. Metro Building Trades Council.
We were excited to have a project labor agreement, for the construction of the proposed Tyson's Corner Entertainment District. That would have, allowed folks to get good paying jobs in the construction industry.
Ackerman says he would have loved to see the process move forward, but also trusts Governor Spanberger's vision for economic development.
We look forward to working with her and her administration on, pursuing similar opportunities in the construction market and beyond to create family sustaining jobs.
Spanberger said the bill would set a precedent against local decision making on gambling, and she reiterated her belief that a statewide independent commission is needed to regulate gambling in Virginia. Senate Majority Leader Scott Surville has vowed to keep fighting for the legislation.
Spanberger says she is committed to working with the General Assembly to create a regulatory structure for gambling in the Commonwealth to ensure safety, transparency, accountability, and of course, public confidence. We're live in Tyson's. Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
New details now on the Key Bridge collapse. Maryland leaders say they have a preliminary deal with the Dolly ship owner. Now, this would cover some of those claims from that deadly 2024 collapse that killed 6 workers. That's when the vessel slammed into the bridge, crippling the port of Baltimore and triggering widespread economic impacts. The Attorney General says the settlement is still being finalized, but does not resolve any claims the state may still have against the shipbuilder. The warm-up we're set to see just in time for the return of Northern Virginia event, a 2-mile dog walk. It is happening on Saturday, April 18th. ALX Dog Walk, a nonprofit focused on sustainability, is hosting the event, and it's meant for more people to get them to use plastic-free items, encourage sustainable living, and get you and your pet more active. The walk starts next Saturday morning at 8:15 over at the Orinoco Bay Park in Old Town Alexandria. You'll be able to take in some pop-up performances along with treats for your pup. Registration is $35. We put all the information on our website, dcnewsnow.com. Just search Dog Walk. Coming up on DC News Now, the hits keep coming for the TSA workers. There's still no budget agreement for the agency. Now President Trump calling for thousands of job cuts. Plus, families in the district want city leaders to focus more on making childcare more affordable. The latest research showing the vast majority are demanding it be a priority. Then ahead at 9:30, a big win for some people who put money on a specific date of a ceasefire agreement with Iran. We're taking a closer look at the controversy surrounding prediction markets in our 2-part series.